Well, while we may be concerned about the weather, scientists at USDA's Agricultural Research Station in El Reno are more concerned about our climate. Our Jessica Lowe visited the Grazing Lands Research Laboratory at historic Fort Reno.
From the grass fire outbreaks we saw not too long ago to increasingly high electric bills, I'm sure we'd all agree it's been an uncomfortably hot summer. Even with sporadic rains here and there, the fact remains Oklahoma is still suffering from drought. Scientists and climate professionals are studying what's been happening in our weather over the last several years and are coming up with ways to help our state beat the heat.
Jeanne, Schneider, and Jurgen Garbrecht study climate variations and the way they are affecting our daily lives. And while these scientists say we shouldn't be alarmed by our state's drought, there is room to be concerned.
And we're back to conditions that look more like the 50s or the 30s or the teens. And if you know anything about the history of those times, you know those were significant drought periods.
And Oklahoma is experiencing the biggest drought on record since 1895. And it's not just a change in our weather, it's a change in our climate.
Weather is what happens on a daily basis. You look out the window, you have the sunshine or you have rainfall, that is the weather. Climate is the averages over several weeks or a month or a year.
Ardnt is with the Oklahoma Climatological Survey and says our current weather patterns are the exact opposite of the wet periods we saw just a decade ago.
The mid-'80s through most of the '90s was very wet. If you looked at that period of time versus the rest of the state's modern climate history, it really stands out as one of the wettest periods that we've experienced.
And while everyone can agree it's hotter than ever, why it's so hot is still a question.
It's a big political debate. It's also a very big scientific debate. So the impacts of global warming, the causes of global warming are still up in the air.
And even if we see a little rain, that change in weather doesn't mean a change in climate.
It's going to take more than an inch worth of rain to make a difference. Once you get into a drought, it takes a long time to come out. One rain event, 2 good rains, even 3 good rains isn't going to do it. You need above average rains for several months before you start making a dent in it.
And Jurgen says more than anyone, drought and inconsistent weather patterns are having a huge effect on the Oklahoma farmer.
Agriculture is very dependent on weather and climate. There's a lot of decisions that need to be made in farming that depends on weather. When you plow, how much fertilizer you apply, what kind of crop variety do you want to plant, and information on the weather can help make those decisions.
So by looking at long-term climate trends, these scientists hope to help Oklahoma cope with these short-term weather woes.